Tolleson-Mack podcast. This guy needs no introduction at all. Mr. Trevor Brazile. We're over here at the Ropework Futurity.
Trevor, you ran yesterday and heading. Today's the healing.
Yeah, today's the healing, and then I have a short round tomorrow. Hopefully, we're back in that for sure.
Yeah. How'd you end up in the heading?
Heading, we're winning it so far, so it went good.
Doing good. Yeah, I was telling Brandon yesterday because we're sitting up here watching, and that black horse, and we talked about him a little bit before that we went on camera. Man, he was so cool, and I was like, "Oh, that's the winner! That's the winner!" And then, can you kind of explain to us the judging process, like? Because I'm watching that horse from the top saying that's the best head horse here, and I think he ended up, what, third?
I think he's they're in different divisions, but I think he ended up seventh, which is high call in the gold division.
In the gold, so it's kind of like a 4D barrel, 3D barrel race, whatever type of deal.
Exactly, and to your point, that horse won a lot. He's won as much as any of our horses this year, but he's getting so solid. Like I ride him at the jackpots, I ride him at the BFI, and it's almost it's bittersweet a little bit because the more solid these horses get, they lose a little bit of that expression, that fancy stuff. Yeah. Because when they're younger and it's a little bit, they're greener and they're a little naive, they have a little bit more, a little extra to their actions. But I mean, it's a good trade-off because the more solid they get, they may lose a little bit of that pizzazz, but they also are so much easier to ride, and they're more solid and all that stuff to where it just becomes smooth, maybe not quite as mechanical.
And that's what I liked about it. He looked smooth. Yeah. And he went across the arena. Yeah. Like I said, it kind of looked like he side passed across the arena and was so quick to face that it set your healer up for that shot right away.
And these futurities, it's cool. A guy like me gets, I have a horse in here today or yesterday too. So I tell everybody back home, I'm competing against you. You know what I mean? So, and they don't really realize what is going on. But this is a cool thing. This futurity stuff that you're able to do after your rodeo career.
It's cool because you asked about the judging. A lot of it's time still. So I mean, no, everybody is all like, it's judge this and it's judge that. It's both. You gotta look good doing it, but you have to do it in a timely manner still too. Because I mean, the end goal is, and which I'm proud of our industry for getting a hold of this, because it is all about the horses, and then making more great horses. We've got a huge vehicle for team roping horses and great team roping horses, and not a lot of them are being made, and this is making them the right way, and I think it'll help the strength of our sport long term.
Yeah. We were talking to a guy, we just ran into him up there. We're set up upstairs in the bar area, and he was saying he comes here and he's gonna buy a horse at the sale.
Yeah.
And he was saying the reason he does do that is they can watch a guy like you ride him, or Miles or Dakota or Caesar, whoever rides them, and then they know that horse has such a brain and such a breeding and such training that he can go get on it and go rope at the 10, and I mean, that's, I don't know, if you look at across team roping, the 8s, 9s, and 10s, that's where these horses seem to, a lot of them seem to end up. So,
well, the horse you were talking about, the big brown horse that I showed here yesterday, my son shows him in a lot of the non-pro stuff too,
cool.
I mean, so I have, between my wife, my son, Miles's wife, we have a lot of people that are, 4 to number 6 that, these horses get exposed to along the way also.
Yeah. Let's talk about your son a little bit. I would imagine it would be a little hard to, oh, my dad's Trevor. But what if like he says, I want to play baseball or I want to play football?
We did it. We did it.
That's what I'm saying,
and I loved it. And I was probably, and having all that in mind, I wanted him to do what he wanted, like whatever you want to do, because it doesn't matter. Like rodeo or roping, it better be your passion, because it's not easy. There's not anything easy about getting to the top of anything. Yeah. I mean, it's really, really ugly before it ever gets pretty, and so I don't care, baseball even. I mean, like it's a long road even after, you think you get drafted and you go. I know guys that go to the minors, and it's not all roses.
We had a guy on the podcast, Anthony Gus, who plays for the Cleveland Indians or whatever they're called now, and he was an outfielder, got cut as an outfielder because he hit a slump, And then on his way out, asked the coaches, "Hey, can I throw some pitches? I pitched in college." They signed him as a pitcher, so he didn't make the majors once, but he made it twice. And
That's saying something. Yeah.
that really is. I mean, his first pitch was like 101, and then 199 or something like that. But I was just wondering that if do you guys do other sports? Does your kids do other sports?
My daughter plays volleyball, baseball. When Treston was a baseball player, she played baseball.
And shout out to his daughter birthday today, right?
Well, yeah, my little daughter
yeah.
turned 8 today. My middle daughter is 13. She's the one that she wouldn't play softball. She wanted to do whatever her brother did, so she played travel baseball and everything like that. She pitched, caught everything. And Treston, when he played football coming up 6th, 7th, 8th grade and didn't play his freshman year, and that was hard on me. Yeah, I love watching the games. He was a quarterback for forever.
Oh,
and
well, in Texas too, I mean, that's football's a religion in Texas.
And then all I had was basketball, and because I love the sports. And so this year he's homeschooling, so I'm going to have to watch sports through my daughter. So
that was one of our questions where people asked me, "Did you play any sports growing up other than
basketball?"
Yeah,
but we didn't even have football at my town. We were a small Texas town, so I played basketball. And
where'd you grow up at?
Crum, Texas. It's 4 miles from Denton.
Oh, okay.
Are you
Just
the
north
mayor
of
there?
Fort Worth. No, not the mayor.
No big signs or something
I'm
to
in
say.
Decatur, Texas now.
Is there big signs in Crum, Texas, like home of Trevor
There's
Brazile?
probably way more famous people than me.
I doubt it. I watched the deal about Vegas, the Resort World. All them cars pulled up, and you pull up in that white horse, and you get out. That was pretty cool.
Resorts World's been good.
Yeah.
That's been a lot of fun. It's not even built out to what they're gonna be.
That thing looks legit.
Yeah.
I just seen all these Rolls pulled up, and you get off in a nice white horse. That was pretty cool.
What do you miss about it? Going and making the NFL and
Just
that part of it.
The people, the places you go, the relationships you get. Like I knew people like Ellensburg's going on right now. So I had such good friends in Ellensburg because you camp up there for so long, and so like you look forward to that 3 weeks you spend there to catch up with those guys, and then when you do retire, like I did, you're home. And it wasn't as much the competition as it was the people, because I still get to rope and I'm around the horses and roping every day. So I didn't lose that part of it. But what I learned was horses were my passion, but people were the fun parts of rodeo.
Yeah. You have a lot of.
How about that decision when you decided to retire? I mean, obviously your kids are young and they're growing up, and you want to watch the baseball games and stuff like that. Like, how hard was that on you?
I'd prepared myself for it for a long time. I said when my kids get old enough, because I waited quite a while to have kids, and I said when they get up to a certain age, there was nothing more fun, I think, for us as a family is to rodeo, because we would load up the toter home horses and we'd travel the world. I got to snuggle my kids more, like rodeoing and being
You get to show them a lot of stuff.
and then we're down a couple days in Seattle. We go to the zoo, we go do stuff, and we're seeing all the world
And make them
through a rodeo lens. But I mean, being able to have all those experiences. But so I was spoiled because my family always rodeoed with me. It wasn't like I'd see y'all in the fall. It was, they go with me. And so it was the first year that they were going, my son was going into 5th grade. And so he was going to school. And so it was that time of the year to where they didn't get to go to Ellensburg and stuff with me. And that was the longest month. And I knew that was going to be.
That's when you started thinking.
Well, luckily that was the fourth quarter of it.
Yeah,
anyway,
for sure.
You started thinking, I think I'm going to change it up a little bit. So
what's your heading? You made the finals. Heading, Calvert Opens. What's your favorite event that you did?
made a healing too, right?
Yeah, we had a big argument.
Oh yeah, we had a big argument. We had to get
I know.
Google going.
He made a healing. No, he didn't. I was
I've never seen him healing as a pro.
That was the first thing I ever made the NFRN was healing.
Yeah.
And then tied on rope. Well, steer roping actually was first, and then healing. But calf roping was probably my favorite.
Texaco and all those days.
Yeah, I've had so many good calf horses, but it just, there's not as many variables.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you don't feel like going somewhere, you feel like you need to go work on you for a minute.
Yeah.
You don't have to affect other
Your
lives
partner.
to do it.
Absolutely.
You just, take a little time off, go do you, come back, so much less, you know, you look in the mirror, you know who to blame.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have to look for your partner all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So, but I love team roping. That's what I do now, you know, pretty much solely. Ever since the steer roping finals in 2020, I haven't tripped. I haven't roped calves. I've just been chasing kids and riding young horses.
Tristan gonna rope calf?
Yes, we've been getting after it.
Yeah.
And I told him.
You don't ever tell him, bring out your piggy bank. Let's have a little match.
And I told him, I said, hey, calf roping is zero fun. Zero fun until you get over the hump.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get your butt kicked daily as a kid. But I've never talked to anybody, even great team ropers, that have ever said the ones that stuck with it said, I regret roping calves. But I've talked to a ton of them that said, man, I wish I would have stuck with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And calf roping horses to me are like different level.
Yeah.
They look like little bulldogs, like little pit bulls, you know, and everything. Yeah. Everybody talks about that video you did with, it was Texaco, right? With no bridle. And
That horse was owned by Bob Scott.
Yeah, I had got that horse from Bob Scott originally.
I got a horse from Bob Scott too. Yeah.
He's a good one. Is
He's
that
had
the
some-
one that Brock rode?
Yeah.
He's Bob's had some good horses. I actually got the first steer horse I made the national finals on from him also.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So if you had any suggestions, and we'll let you get out of here. We know you got to get back, but like if you had any suggestions for the guys, like the 4, 5, you know, 6 guys that are out there roping at Wickenburg, and you know, just kind of do it for fun, but they're a little serious and competitive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what would your suggestion be? I mean, the king of the Cowboys. You know, if you had to kind of tell them, you know, a little suggestion about the team roping, and
They're getting discouraged on, you know, like to keep their head up. Like, what do you do?
And I guess the road I'm trying to lead you down is I watch some of these guys, and sometimes it goes both ways, right? Sometimes their wallet outruns their talent, and sometimes their talent outruns their wallet. You know what I mean? So it's kind of tough for some of these guys.
Yeah. Well, I think it all stems. It doesn't matter if you're a 3, if you're an 8. I think we're all in a situation. Confidence is hard to come by because at 8s, you're always measuring yourself against 8s, 9s, and 10s.
Yeah.
4s, you know, you have different peers, you know, in skill levels, but you're always measuring yourself. And I think it doesn't matter where you're at. If you figure out a way to get 1% better every day somehow, then there's ways all the time. But it's actually having a plan when you practice and like just sitting down just enough to where you're not busy so that you're not out there just making dust. I mean, a lot of people rope every day, but they don't get better. You know what I mean? Like, be the guy but it just had a little bit of a plan, but like, hey, I want to get better at this.
Work on something.
But in order to get better at something, you have to be honest with yourself and say, hey, I'm a little weak here.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes that's not fun.
Yeah, I seen something yesterday that I wish. So these guys all just got in today, but I wish everybody could have been here to film it. So after the heading yesterday, and I mean, you rode how many horses yesterday? You think?
I just had 2. Miles rode 4.
Miles rode 4, but you guys were here all day. You know, warming horses up, doing whatever you're doing. And then after it's all over, everybody else is at the trailer tracking the cool ones. The other guys are in the bar, whatever. And we look down there in the arena, and there's you, Tristan, and Miles.
Yeah.
Working horses, putting them in the box. And it shows cream rises to the top. Nobody gets there because of who they are or what wallet they have or their last name, right? It's the work that you got to put in. And I mean, that showed me right there.
Yeah.
These guys got all the excuses in the world to maybe have another dude lope a circle on their horse, but nope, you guys were down there riding them and everything. So
that was pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. So
well, I mean, that's just one of those things. You work so hard all leading up to this, and like we rode our head horses yesterday, but like it's just a day off.
Yeah.
For a horse at this level, it's like idle time isn't good for these young horses either. And so like just getting them rode, getting them in there, I've never throughout my whole career that's been the guy that I was, just because I didn't necessarily mind losing as much as a lot of people, as long as I knew that I did my part, you know. But there have been definitely, it would have ate on me had I went and ate dinner and not done what I should have done.
All right, man. Well, we'll let you get to round number 2. Nice talking to you.
Real quick, top 3 basketball players.
Oh yeah, basketball.
Yeah, your favorite top 3 basketball players. You're a basketball fan.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Jordan for sure. LeBron's a beast.
Okay.
We got different politics. So I won't get into that. And then Kobe.
Okay, I wanted to hear
Those
that.
three?
Hell yeah.
All right.
Thanks,
Hey,
sir.
brother. Good luck.
Thanks, man.
Nice talking to you.